This is speed. This is winning. This is losing. This is smoke and fire. This is blood, sweat, and tears. This is the loudest party on earth. This is family and tradition. This is it. This is NASCAR in Las Vegas. The Pennzoil 400 returns March 14 through 16. Get your tickets now.
He's going to do a little arc to try to get under you. 100 feet back, making that dive. Too cool here.
That 38 is no matter what I do, he's today.
Race friends, it's time for the fastest 2 hours in motorsports. It's time for On Pit Road Racing, right here, right now, live from downtown Las Vegas on the flagship station, the WCOBM television network. Our race team will have all the latest news, updates, and interviews for the world of motorsports. So buckle up and pull those belts tight. The green flag is in the air, and it's time to go racing. And here are the hosts of On Pit Road Racing, Alan Michaels and the First Lady, Diane Fox. Race friends, they're back together again. Live from Daytona Beach, Florida, it's Scratch with a K. And live from Las Vegas, it's Alan Michaels. Right here, right now, on the flagship station, the WCOBM TV network. It's On Pit Road Racing.
Man, here we are. My goodness, it's been got here about 6:30, 6:45 this morning. We are located, I hear him in Las Vegas, and I am not at 450 Fremont Street today. We are down north of that, way north up off the 15. We are at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We are broadcasting from the Local IQ Media Center, studio number 4 right here where it's NASCAR weekend. And of course, the loudest party in the world is about to get started, starting tomorrow afternoon for you right here as the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series will roll off with a big show up underneath the lights. And, of course, on Saturday, the Xfinity show will be rolling here at the Speedway. And then, of course, Sunday, the big show rolls into town, man. That's right. It's going to be the Pennzoil 400 presented to you by Jiffy Lube. And also, and if the rain holds out, I was just outside here at the Speedway a couple of minutes ago before I got a hold of Scratch and Diane, which we'll get to in just a second. I'm going to tell you that it was something else. The sun was coming out there. Dirt racing tonight. That's right. Hot laps and dirt racing over the dirt track. You're going to see Kyle Larson's going to be there. Christopher Bell's going to be there. Casey Kane, man, a flock of people out there. So they're going to be running the sprints in that new Kubota High Limits dirt track racing, so it's going to be good. Time to pull my partner in crime in Daytona Beach, Florida, man. Standing by at the Nut Shack Studios, Mr. Scratch with a K. Good afternoon, man, and welcome back to Las Vegas, man. I wish you were here.
I feel like I'm there. That's a lie. I don't feel like I'm there at all. What's happening? Good evening. I'm glad to be here, though, with you anyway. I'm with you in spirit, 100%.
Well, that's it. I've already told you this is that. So the dates have already been made for next year. So don't plan no weddings. Don't plan no receptions. Plan on putting you and your lovely lady on a jet plane to come out here and be where we're supposed to be at. You're supposed to be in this room is where you're supposed to be at this week.
Well, in
right?
spirit, like I said, look, I've got my Gene Woods Racing Experience shirt on today. So, I've tried to make it like I was there the best I could.
There you go.
All I need is some showgirls.
Showgirls. They got plenty of them out here. Come get you one. I guess I should be careful. So I'm probably, yes, your better half's probably standing right around there in the studio somewhere. I guess I better be quiet. All right, standing by on the Gene Woods hotline. She is the producer of this program right here. Been 15 seasons with us as we roll on. Welcome the First Lady of On Pit Road Racing, Diane Fox. Good afternoon, ma'am. How are you?
Good afternoon. Doing just great. Just catching me a little bit more rest because we've got one hell of a weekend starting tomorrow.
We certainly do. Going to be here, man. And Diane has lined us up. Diane, tell us whose special guests are coming in tomorrow.
Well, we've got Harrison Burton. We've got drivers from the Nice Motorsports, Anthony Alfredo, which I'm sure Scratch is really excited about that. And, I'm really excited because I've never met the kid. I did do a little research on him the other day, because I thought, well, I need to, find out, who he is and, so I can at least, talk to him. Seems like a very, very, very nice kid.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
And setting line up, in fact, Jane Anderson, Scratch, if you ever make it up here, the lady that really runs this floor up here is a lovely lady named Jane Anderson. We've been working for Jane 14, 15 years. She's taking care of us up here, and she just brought it in. And just to let you know, coming up Saturday, Scratch, 8:30 in the morning, we're going to have Las Vegas local Noah Gragston will join us. And then following right after that, Riley Herbst will be here. Then we got a little shot with Kyle Larson. And then coming in right after that, driver of the number 8 Chevrolet from Richard Childress Racing, Kyle Busch will be joining us here, man. That's right.
You got all the Las Vegas boys coming in, huh?
I certainly do. And then coming up on Sunday, our pre-show for you, Scratch, NHRA Top Fuel 3-time champion Antron Brown will be joining us here. He'll be up in the media center, so we'll talk with Antron. Also, I don't know if you keep up with wrestling anymore, but they've got WWE United States champion Chelsea Green's going to be here. She's going to be driving, I think she's driving the pace car. I think that's what she's going to be doing. And then also, look over to the calendar, man, Academy Award winning actor, Golden Globe, you name it, voiceover, he's done it all. The one and only Mr. Morgan Freeman will be up here in the control center, man. So we've got a show that's packed up, ready to go for you. Diane, are you ready to go? Thanks for booking all the good guests.
I am so ready to go. And tell Jane when you see her, I'll see her tomorrow morning, bright and early, for some coffee.
You know it. Scratch, when you get here, you will taste Jane's, we call it Jane's Trucker Coffee, because about 3 cups of this will keep you rolling for 9 hours, buddy. It's better than a Red Bull. It's better than a Monster. It's better than any of that out there. I'm telling you,
that's what I like. I'm a big coffee fan.
There you go. Diane, thanks so much for joining us. Stay warm, and we'll see you tomorrow. You'll be live here in the studio with us tomorrow.
Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
There she goes, Diane.
See you later.
They're the first lady of On Pit Road Racing, doing it for you. Hey, Scratch, I'll get it ready to go for you. I've got Racing Weather, bringing it right back over to you, and you're going to take us to racing around the track.
Sure.
But Racing Weather is brought to you by our good friends at Woods Family Sandwiches, everybody. 931 American Pacific Suite 106 in the Las Vegas Henderson area. For more information on catering and what you can get from them, log on to the World Wide Web WFSandwiches.com. Well, F1 kicks off the season at the Land Down Under. The 2025 season opener is at the famous Albert Park Grand Prix circuit. You're looking like this down in Australia. Friday, mostly sunny with a high about 78 degrees. Nighttime low about 65. Saturday, looking at mostly sunny skies. 94 for a daytime high, dropping off to 76. And Sunday, cloudy with a 50% chance of showers. Daytime high about 76, nighttime low. So bring the rain gear and bring the rain tires out, because that's what they're going to be having, all right? World of Outlaws, wing spreads are going to be in Kendall, Texas. 2 big nights with the doubleheader, the greatest show on dirt. And here it goes for Friday night. Going to be mostly sunny through the day. Daytime high about 85, dropping off to about 55 at nighttime. Mostly sunny skies for the finale on Saturday with a daytime high about 73, nighttime low about 50. And the Big Block Outlaw Late Model Series is going to be in Maryville, Tennessee this week. Daytime high is going to be 76 with the nighttime low about 70 degrees. So not dropping too much. Saturday, they do have a 20% chance of a late afternoon shower, but should be great for green flag, dropping off at just about in the low 60s the time that. All right. And of course, this weekend, it's NASCAR here in Las Vegas, and the party starts Friday with looking just pretty good all weekend long. Sunny skies, could be a little bit of a chance of a rain tomorrow. Temperatures are going to be in the mid to low 60s. All right. It's going to be a little bit cool here, dropping off into the mid 40s. That's a look at racing weather. It's brought to you by our good friends at Woods Family Sandwiches, 931 American Pacific Suite 106, Henderson, Las Vegas area. More information for them, Scratch, and everybody out there at WFSandwiches.com. When you get up here, buddy, you're going to love the roast beef wrap and the chicken salad sandwich, man. I mean, it's just scrumptious, man. I'm telling you. How about
my favorites?
How about around the track? Scratch, take us there, buddy.
How about it? The AMA Monster Energy Supercross number 10, Birmingham, Alabama, March 22nd, 2025 at Protector Stadium. Race day will be at 1:30 p.m. The gates drop at 7 p.m. and it can be seen on Peacock and Sirius XM. The flat track racing will be Saturday, March 29th, 2025. The Yamaha Sanoa Short Track, Sanoa Raceway, Sanoa, Georgia. Speedway East Coast, Action Pack East, May 24th, Outlaw Nationals Round 1, Champion Speedway. May 3rd is the Spring Classic. West Coast, Paris Raceway, April 20th is the opener. Fast Fridays in Auburn starts in May on May 19th. And Costa Mesa's 55th year starts April 12th, 2025, Industry Hill Speedway on March 29th. Formula One, they're going down under. That's a terrible accent. Australia, March 14th through the 16th. IndyCar, March 23rd at the Thermal Club at 3 o'clock. TV coverage on Fox, the greatest day in racing, May 25th. It's the Indy 500, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. That's 10 a.m. And TV coverage will be on Fox. NHRA, March 21st. Arizona Nationals, Firebird Motorsports, the NAS Energy Series, March 14th through 15th at Kendall Speedway Park. The NAS Outlaw Late Model Series, March 14th through 15th at Smoky Mountain Speedway. NASCAR is back in action. The ARCA East, March 22nd at Five Flag Speedway. The ARCA West, April 5th. Tucson Speedway. Trucks at the Eco Save 200, right there where you're at, and beautiful Las Vegas Motor Speedway. That'll be happening tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Green flag, 9:12 Eastern time. That's my time. And TV will be FS1, Radio, Sirius XM, and NRN. Practice and qualifying is Friday at 3:35 p.m. our time, Eastern. You can find that on FS2. Xfinity, the Leona. I don't know if I said that right. Leona. NASCAR Xfinity Series, Las Vegas Motor Speedway. That'll be Saturday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. Green flag at 4:40 Eastern time. It can be seen on the CW. And hopefully they show all of the race this time. I heard they had a problem somewhere with that. Anyway, radio, PRN, Sirius XM. And on Friday, March 14th, practice will be held at 6:05 to 7 o'clock. And qualifying Friday at 7:10 p.m. Hey, the Cup Series, the Pennzoil 400, presented by Jiffy Lube. We'll be right there with you guys, too. You got a full weekend of racing. And the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Sunday, March 16th, 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. That'll be seen on FS1. Radio will be PRN and Sirius XM. Practice and qualifying Saturday, March 15th, 1:30 to 3:30. And that, Alan Michaels, is a look around the tracks.
They're just racing about everywhere, man. F1's back in, and we got some news, too, that we're going to break. You caught it, I caught it, and F1 has cleared Cadillac to go to F1 in 2026. This opens up the door for Andretti Global, and we've got more information we're going to talk about it. Scratch, take us to a break. We got the first one coming up, my friend.
Hey, this is on Pit Road Racing. I'm Scratch with a K in Daytona Beach. And my man, Alan Michaels, he is at Las Vegas Motor Speedway where all the action is. We'll be right back.
Race friends, they're back together again.
This is speed. This is winning. This is losing. This is smoke and fire. This is blood, sweat, and tears. This is the loudest party on earth. This is family and tradition. This is it. This is NASCAR in Las Vegas. The Pennzoil 400 returns March 14th through 16th. Get your tickets now.
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? The Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, downtown Las Vegas, Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
Do some racing with us. We'd love to have you down there. Still to come up in the program here, coming up in just about 8 to 10 minutes. We were going to have NASCAR driver Carson Hocevar will be joining us, and coming around at 3:45 this afternoon, we'll chat with Xfinity driver Thomas Annunziata. Did I say it right? Am I close, Scratch?
I have no idea. And I don't know. I'm looking right at it right now. And you're close. I think.
All right. Okay, if I'm wrong, he's going to let us know. Scratch,
For
I've got
sure.
the motorcycle updates, and I'll let you take care of it because this segment is brought to you by the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame. They're celebrating and preserving the memories of great motorcycle racers and the motorcycle industry icons past and present. Want some more information about how you can join the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame? World Wide Web, everybody, at hotshoehof.com/scratch 250 results, and take us to it, my friend.
Yeah, man, the 250cc East Coast West Coast showdown is down in 2025. Great riding all night long as the East and the West Coast riders go head to head, bike to bike in Indy. Here's a look at the results and the current point standings. First, Seth Haymaker, he had the whole shot. Tom Viale, Hayden Deegan, RJ Hampshire is the top four. The points leader after Indy, that's all that says. Like I said, if it's written, I'll read it. It just says points leader after Indy. Anyway, 250 SX East standings. Tom Viale, Max Anstel, Seth Haymaker, RJ Hampshire, and Nate Thrasher. Okay, Tom Viale. It's Viale. Anyway, he's the points leader. I get it. It was down a little bit. It threw me off. Sorry about that. 250 SX West standings. Hayden Deegan is first. Julian Boomer is second. Cole Davies is third. Joe Shimoda is fourth. And fifth is Cody Schock. In the 450cc class, the points are Cooper Webb, Chase Sexton, Ken Rosen, Justin Cooper, and Malcolm Stewart. Speedway Racing Series news: AMA Speedway National Championships Round 1 will take place June 21st at Bakersfield. Round 2, August 9th in Industry Hills. The AMA Speedway National Championship Final will be in September. Fast Fridays. AMA Youth Speedway National Championship Fast Fridays. AMA Speedway Sidecar National Championship Fast Fridays. AMA Speedway National Under 21 Championship October 11th, Bakersfield. This segment was brought to you by the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, celebrating and preserving the memories of great motorcycle racers and the motorcycle industry's icons, past and present. For more information, log on to www.hotshoehof.com.
You got it, my friend. You know,
that was a lot.
Next segment brought to you by our good friends at the Gene Woods Racing Experience, 450 Fremont Street, the only true indoor drift track for you. Hey, you know, the North Pole Nightmares drives McAdoo and survives Gravel's late charge and a popular victory. It could have been all said and done, but it didn't. The blog it did. He finally made his way to the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drinks victory lane to the Talladega short track, man. The 45-year-old man just cooked him up. That's what he did. And he pulls off his first big win up there. Rounded up in second spot was David Gravely there. Gravely and this guy's going to go to the championships. That's for sure, that the Magnolia Speedway. So we'll look at that. Standing on the top of the points up there, it is David Gravely along with Carson McAdoo, Logan Schuhart, Michael Kabeb, and Donnie Schultz wrap up your top five. Rounding out, looking at the dirt racing for you. And, of course, the Kubota High Limit Series debuts here. A little bit different than the World of Outlaws, but the same type of cars. A new series all put together by Christopher Belt. You had Casey Kane's involved with that thing out there. Kyle Larson's involved in it. So we're going to see all those guys run in the dirt. But the segment brought to you by our good friends at the Gene Woods Racing Experience, 450 Fremont Street. Las Vegas is only downtown indoor drift track. That's right. And the greatest show on dirt is rolling to Volusia County Speedway. So get ready for those guys because they're going to be heading back there real soon. Okay, that's a look at what's happening on a dirt racing. Hey, Scratch, you got a little news on the F1. I can't wait to get to this because Cadillac's coming, buddy. But let's start with a little IndyCar. How about it?
Yes, sir. IndyCar. Alex Palou wasn't the only winner Sunday at the Firestone Grand Prix of St. Pete, presented by RP Funding. Fox Sports announced March 4th that the network attracted an average audience of 1.4 million viewers across Fox and Fox streaming services for its broadcast of the 2025 NTT IndyCar Series season opener from the streets of St. Petersburg, Florida. It's the first race in a new television partnership with IndyCar. That's a 45% increase in viewership over the last year's season opener at St. Pete, and it's the most watched NTT IndyCar Series race other than the Indianapolis 500 since 2011. The IndyCar on Fox era got off to a tremendous start, featuring a significant year year-over-year increase in audience, said Mark Miles, president and CEO of Penske Entertainment, which owns the NTT IndyCar Series and Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This is further evidence of our sports momentum in accelerating rapidly and that the growth strategies we have in place are working. Tickets for the Snap-on Milwaukee Mile 250 go on sale Thursday, March 6th, starting with the 2024 weekend pass holders. The penultimate race, the preliminary, is that what it is? I don't know. Race of the 2025 NTT IndyCar Series schedule is set for Sunday, August 24th on the historic 1 Mile Oval located at the Wisconsin State Fair Park. Indy NXT by Firestone also will race the weekend. Weekend pass holders will have the first opportunity to purchase the 2025 weekend pass, locking in the same seats they purchased for the 2024 race weekend from 10 a.m. Central Time, Thursday through 11:59 p.m. Central Time, Wednesday, March 12th. Then race fans who purchase Saturday or Sunday tickets in 2024 will be invited to an exclusive pre-sale 10 a.m. CT Thursday, March 13th through 11:59 Central Time, Monday, March 17th. Grandstand tickets for general public will go on sale starting at 10 a.m. Tuesday, March 18th. In addition to weekend passes, single-day tickets, garage passes, infield camping, and parking will also be available for purchase during all sites. E-tickets can be accessed through wistatefair.com. It's the only authorized ticket seller for the Milwaukee Mile in Wisconsin. Ticket office will be open during select hours for in-person sales. F1 news and updates.
I love this. I got this one, man. How about the Albert Park Grand Prix circuit opens up for this 2025 season in Melbourne this weekend? The deal to host the F1 in Melbourne was done back in 1993, Scratch. The decision to take it and create a circuit using a mixture of existing roads and around the cities of Albert Park, mainly Agate Drive and Lakeside Drive. If you fancy yourself driving down along that area. And of course, there's detours all set up around the Lakeside Stadium, City Park, and all that, man. It's going to be a great deal down there. And also, this is just in with a formal entry into Formula One grid in 2026, now approved. Cadillac Formula One team is ready to roll. And of course, you know who's going to lead it, man. It's going to be Andretti Global that's going to do it. So here's a look, Scratch, of who possibly could be jumping in that Cadillac. Could it be Colton Herta? Could it be Valtteri Bottas out there? Well, we already know that Lewis Hamilton's off the market right there because that's just the way it is. He's at Ferrari. But also, there's been some sightings and interest in Sergio Perez, who might actually be looking at that because this is going to be his last season with Red Bull. So that door is going to open up. All right. And just to let you know that Lewis Hamilton is going to be driving the Ferrari now. One of the biggest moves across the entire sporting world was announced back in early 2024. Hamilton finally got to begin to work on his year this past January. It's been a fresh start for the 7-time world champion, man. And 8 new faces and 8 new teams. Of course, Hamilton switched to Ferrari. And so far, the only other drivers that have been that is McLaren is sticking with Norris and Piastri, and Aston Martin is retaining Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll. So there's going to be 8 new rookies into the series this year. Scratch, this could get awful crazy. I'm just telling you. The segment brought to you by our good friends and partners at the Atlanta Motorsports Park. For more information, give them a call at 678-381-8527, AtlantaMotorsportsPark.com. Scratch, time for a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk to a little pre-recording that I got with Carson Hocevar. He will join us next. So if you don't mind, sir, take us to break.
Hey, you're watching On Pit Road Racing. Alan Michaels in Las Vegas and not in studio. He's live from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway where all the action's happening this week. I'm Scratch with a K. I'm in Daytona Beach, man. We'll be back with more racing news, stories, and more.
This is speed. This is winning. This is losing. This is smoke and fire. This is blood, sweat, and tears. This is the loudest party on earth. This is family and tradition. This is it. This is NASCAR in Las Vegas. The Pennzoil 400 returns March 14th through 16th. Get your tickets now.
Still tickets available for you. You want to go to lbms.com, everybody. That's where they're at because the wildest, craziest party is here. It's ready to go. We're not only racing at the big track, too. We're going to do some dirt racing, man. I love it. Slinging and flinging. Standing by on the Gene Woods Racing Hotline. Driver of the number 77 Delaware Life Chevrolet Z1 El Camaro for Spire Motorsports. First time with us on the program, and welcome. Carson Hocevar, good afternoon, and welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
How you doing today, man? Let's get it. Before we get anything else, man, you've had 50 starts coming up here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, two top 5, 7 top 10s. Real quickly, I want to go back to Atlanta, if you wouldn't mind, real fast, because a lot of people gave this guy a lot of crap, man, saying that he was racing too hard, racing to this. He got that car straight up on the line. 5 left to go, and people were bitching. He's going for the win. First of all, Carson, I want to take my hat off to you and tip my hat to you because a win is a win, and if you'd have got that bad boy, you'd have been locked into the title. So,
yeah, well, I appreciate it. No, we had a shot to win a race, and our car was super fast that day, and we've had fast cars all year. Just haven't had 100% the best of luck in Atlanta. We had everything go right till the last, about 50 feet when they. Through the yellow with a shot that, through the middle, right, 2-3 seconds after the yellow came out, we were just edged out front. But it was a lot of fun. It was enjoyable, and it makes us hungry that we were that close and just want to be that much better.
Talk about Las Vegas this weekend. You like this track out here?
I do. I've ran good there in trucks before, and we were fast there in a cup car before, so yeah, I'm excited for it. It's a fun track and very different. Obviously, going out to Las Vegas is enjoyable. Anyways,
do you like racing in the day or racing at night?
It don't bother me. I like both. Like day to evening and day to night. Like I just like when the track really moves around and becomes a lot of fun.
I think it's going to be a good weekend. I got a weather updated forecast for Sunday. Daytime high is going to be about 69 with a light breeze. A little cool, but for Las Vegas this time of year. But I think you guys are going to have a great run out here, and I'm just looking forward to it. I really, after you got that beef, man, I went back and I looked at a couple of things. Earnhardt and Petty, Jeff Gordon and Rusty Wallace. Man, you take it back. Racing is racing, Carson, and man, I don't know. I just got a lot upset with a lot of these guys that said that you got too aggressive to this and to that. In this day of racing, man, a win's a win. If you got to put a bumper to somebody, you got to put a bumper to somebody.
That's right. Well, it's just, especially now, winning is so important. We win Atlanta, right? You put your feet up till the playoff comes, knowing you're locked in, and you could really, even be more aggressive, knowing that, winning matters even more, just to be able to get playoff points and everything. And there's a reason the industry's gone more towards win at all costs. It's more fun to watch, but more fun to really just put it all on the line.
I want to talk to you about off track type of stuff. You're really involved in this iRacing, huh?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to just go on the simulator, and I just play with a lot of my friends. I grew up racing around the country, so a lot of my friends are around not where I'm at basically. So that's how we stay involved and keep racing and keep talking and get to have a lot of fun playing, mixing video games and racing.
Joining us on the Gene Woods hotline right now, he's the driver of the number 77 Delaware Life Chevrolet for Spire Motorsports, Carson Hocevar out there. Hey, when you're doing this iRacing thing, do you jump on like into the general public? People like, I guess like me that would just log on to have some fun with it. Do you tell people, hey, you're racing with me? Do you let the cat out of the bag?
Well, it shows up on my name, so like most people see it. But yeah, I mean, there's a handful of times where it's fans or people I know or people that know of me, they're fans of NASCAR or whatever. So
Right.
It's always a lot of fun. Sometimes when I make a mistake, I'm held to maybe sometimes I don't want to say a higher standard, right? But like everybody's well aware, like, I drive race cars for a living. So if I, pull something super aggressive just because it's a video game, I kind of got to watch that maybe a little bit at times too.
You ever try the Ross Chastain around Martinsville and rub the wall?
Yeah, like we came up. I mean, I think Ross basically came up to that, like, because we did it on iRacing in 2020, 2 years prior, and it was like it worked, well.
That's pretty cool. I grew up in around that area right there, and I know that if it would have been the old way the track was, and if he'd have pulled that, he'd have been eating some guardrail. I can just tell you that. Do you have any pre-race regiments? Anything before you do get into the cars, or anything special that you do?
No, not really. I don't. I just like racing and just go racing. Basically, I don't have anything that I try to keep myself in a routine or anything.
Okay. Any special quartz? I talked to Alex Bowman last week, and I asked him, is there anything that you put left glove on first, right glove, left shoe, right shoe, any special thing? And he said he had special underwear, and he forgot him at COTA.
No, not that I can think of. I just like to try to have as much fun as I can during the weekend is really about it.
That's it. Hey, Carson, if you wouldn't mind, we got about a minute or so left to go. I appreciate your time this morning. We have a lot of young racers that watch and listen to this program. Kids that are coming up and their dads and moms through the bandos, the legend cars, super late models, modifieds. Could you take a minute and give some encouragement to the young viewers and listeners out there? I mean, it's racing's a tough business, but a little encouragement from a seasoned pro like yourself.
Yeah, I mean, my parents, were super involved when with quarter midgets and everything, and it was probably the most fun I ever had. Was racing quarter midgets with the most fun. You're just going racing with your family and seeing all your friends and everything. So that's where I really enjoyed it. I don't like, anybody can make it, but whether you win 1,000 races or win no races in quarter midgets, I mean, I know a handful of guys that have made it, sprint car racing or NASCAR racing that were quarter midget racing that you didn't think they had a lick of talent in quarter midgets, that they figured it out. Some figured it out super early, some figured it out late. But for me, as long as you just enjoy it and have fun and stick with it, that's the most important part, because when you're racing as a kid, that's gonna be the most fun days, even if you make it all the way to Sunday. I still look back on those memories, very fondly, and everybody that I see or talk to or have done the whole progression, even all the way to Jeff Gordon, his fondest memories is going racing with his dad quarter midgets when he was a kid.
There you go. Well, I want to wish you luck this weekend. We're going to stop by the hauler and like to meet you in person. And if you do get up in the media center, we're actually going to take this show as being, you were actually on a live streaming television show here, and we're recording your bit here and that, but we'd love to have you up. We're going to be doing over 15 hours of live streaming. We'll be in a media center up in the main room. So if you get a minute, come on by, sit down in the chair, and we'll have a cold Coca-Cola, a bottle of water, and talk a little racing from Las Vegas.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Driver of the number 77 Delaware Life Chevrolet for Spire Motorsports, Carson Hocevar will be making it here to Las Vegas. Carson, thanks so much. Real quickly before I let you go, social media where they can find you if they want to tag up Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, or any of that?
Yeah, just at Carson Hocevar. It is everywhere, carsonhocevar.com, and it'll get you all the right places.
Thanks so much for your time. Good luck to you. Safe travels out here in Las Vegas this weekend, and hope to see you and have a good weekend, my friend.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
This is speed. This is winning. This is losing. This is smoke and fire. This is blood, sweat, and tears. This is the loudest party on earth. This is family and tradition. This is it. This is NASCAR in Las Vegas. The Pennzoil 400 returns March 14 through 16. Get your tickets now.
Now, because we're ready to go. That's right. The wildest party there as I pull us all back up on the screen. There we go. What do you think, man? Carson Hocevar. You know, he took a lot of beef, and I mean, Kyle Busch gave him some too. And of course, Kyle Busch ain't happy with nobody right now. Carson Hocevar, and he ain't happy Christopher Bell either. So,
we talked, you and I talked a couple of shows ago about the same thing. That's why when I was watching it, I was like, there you go. I mean, if I was involved in that, that's exactly what I'd have been saying to him. Same damn thing. I think even though you got guys like, Kyle Busch in your face, Kyle Busch is a great race car driver. When you got guys like Kyle Busch in your face and you're Carson, you know what I mean? That's got to kind of, weigh on you a little bit. But so I'm sure it makes him feel good as well to know that there's people like you and me out there that are like, hey, man, the hell with Kyle Busch. You know what I mean? Like, hey, some people never win in NASCAR. Some people race their whole careers. They got rides for years and win one race or 0 races or whatever. Man, you got a shot to win. Go win, man.
Yeah.
Shove Kyle Busch's ass right out of the way if you got to. If it means winning, man. That's just it's whatever. So I really enjoyed you talking to him about that and what he had to say, man. That seems like a really good kid right there. I'll be rooting on him.
I'm rooting. I like him. You know what? I mean, if you remember, I said this in an interview. You go back and you look at Earnhardt and Rusty, and Petty. You go look at those all guys at Richmond, Martinsville, Atlanta. Down in Daytona, down in here, who was it? The Allisons and Allison and
Yarborough. Yeah.
And I mean, they got out and just absolutely fought. I mean, they fought on the track.
Yeah.
I just think this is really cool. Kyle's getting a little older now. I get it.
And he's frustrated because he's not, they're not, he's better this year, but he's not, he's not running away. He's not running to Kyle Busch standards, So, but I mean, even when he was winning all the time, his standards were still higher. So, now that he's kind of, getting older, I mean, I don't know how much that has to do with it as maybe some other factors, but he's just not running the way Kyle Busch wants to run. So he's going to be a little more frustrated anyway, no matter what. He'd have been really mad if you'd have pushed him out of the way, for a win. But, how many times have you seen him do that? You know what I mean? Like tough shit, so to speak.
Well, as of what I caught off the video from last week, he went over and had a little word with Mr. Bell too. And if I remember, the quote from Kyle was, this is what, 3 times in 2 years I've never wrecked you, right? And Christopher Bell said nope. And he goes, payback's coming, man. Look out, 1.5 mile track this week, Scratch. There could be some tore up sheet metal or not a sheet metal.
I could see Kyle Busch doing it in his hometown where everybody won't boo him.
Yeah. I mean,
put on a show for the hometown folks. I mean, you grew up right outside in the parking lot, right there, racing right there in the bull ring.
Yeah. He sure was. Not even a quarter mile away from here. This
right out there.
Of course, him and his brother really got a good start up in Pahrump too. They ran. In fact, if you come in the media, when you get here, when they take you down on the first floor of the media center, there's a really good picture of Kyle and Kurt back when I would say they're probably late teens. Okay. Late teens, because Kurt's older than Kyle, 4 years, I think. So I think it would probably, I would say they're probably in their very late teens. Kyle's in his very late teens, maybe pushing 20, and Kurt, 16, 17 years old. But they've got a cool picture of both of them with their old legend car up at the dirt track up in Pahrump is where they got their start. And of course,
is that where the dirt track is around there, or is there one there at the Speedway now? Because I know the bull ring being right there at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, but where's the dirt track? Like where are they racing the dirt at?
The dirt track here this weekend, they're on the complex here. So if you've got the big 1.5 mile asphalt track. Then if you look to the right, you're going to see one of the road courses. Then to the far right, you're going to see the bull ring. Then if you come back towards the big speedway here and look towards the left, you're going to see the drag strip, Another road course, then on its far point of the property is where the dirt track is at. So that's where the Kubota series is going to be running.
I got to be honest. I've noticed the road course. I've seen the bull ring. I've seen the drag strip, and obviously I've been to the speedway. But the dirt track is not something that I guess I noticed when I was out there.
I guess from what I've heard, they put all new clay, all new dirt on the thing. That was the big problem with here, is trying to get the clay and the dirt mixture right for how they do, like where you're down in Volusia County there, and other places around. They could just never really get the right mixture, the right compound. But supposedly, from what I've been told, the dirt that's on the track now has come from Atlanta, Georgia.
No kidding. Well, that's where that's where the red clay comes from.
Yeah, there you go. So this ought to be something to see. Hey, Scratch, we're coming up just about 4 minutes or so away. Let's just hold on to this. But anyhow, racing this weekend. I like this kid Carson Hocevar. I like him a lot. He's not one of the big Power Four. He's not with Hendrick. He's not with Gibbs. He's not, with Penske or any of those. He's running with Spire Motorsports, which is a team that's really growing. I mean, they bought out Kyle Busch Motorsports truck teams, and Kyle's running a few races, but they're a team that's growing. They're landing some good people there. And I just like this kid, and I like this kid, and I like his attitude. He wants to race hard, and he wants to win. And in this bracket here, Scratch, if you want to run for a shot at the title, you've either got to get a win, or you better be doing damn good in points, man.
I just think it's crazy where we're at today. That that people. Okay, so we had Dale Earnhardt, and then now people that are a little bit aggressive are, a pain in the ass on the track, more or less. Right. And we're talking about people that are a little bit aggressive. We're not talking about the Dale Earnhardts who will run over the top 5 to get the first. you know what I mean? We're talking about a little aggressive racing, and then you got a guy that's aggressive like Kyle Busch that's mad at you for being aggressive. That's where we're at today. So I like the guys that are being a little aggressive. That's why I'm a fan of the Ross Chastain. You had asked him about that Ross Chastain move, and anybody that's crazy enough to be like, hey man, I'm just gonna drive this car into the wall as hard as I can and see what happens. All right, man, I'm in. There's things like that. Like, so yeah, man. I'm on the old school side of things, I guess, myself. I'm on the old school side of things where, rubbing's racing. I mean, there's a difference between running somebody over and, rubbing or bumping or, stuff like that. Of course, I'll talk about that later in my own experiences as we get to the end of the show, which I'm also about to take on my first dirt track, which all this dirt talking is reminding me of. We'll get to that later in the show. But yeah, I mean, again, there's a difference between, just slap running people over and, being a little aggressive. I mean, when you're a guy, again, like Carson, man, I'm not taking anything away from him. But, will he ever win in NASCAR? Nobody knows that. You know what I mean? Could that have been his only shot? Maybe. Who knows? You never know. He could be the next 7-time champion, too. We don't know any of that stuff. But I'm just saying, get them while you can, man.
Yeah,
get them, especially at that cup level. Get them while you can.
Sort of like the McDonald's commercial, the big the McRib sandwich is only back for a limited time. Get them while
That's
you
right. Can. That's right. If you don't get that McRib, you're gonna have to wait.
You're gonna wait, man. That's it. Hey, let me ask you this: what do you think about Christopher Bell's chance of actually tying the Bill Elliott's streak of 4 in a row set back in 1992, man? So this is held on. The only time, and I'll add this and I'll be quiet and let you comment on this. The only time I ever saw anything like this was back in old handsome Harry Gant, man. Handsome Harry Gant won 3 in a row. Martinsville, let me see, was it Martinsville, Richmond, Rockingham, I think that, or maybe it was Rockingham, Martinsville, Richmond, either which way. But Harry Gant went 3 for 3. And at the race at Martinsville, his car was so tore up, literally had no front end on it. All you could see was the front suspension and the radiator and the motor on the thing. It was so tore up, it ended up just kicking everybody's butt that day. Question of it is Christopher Bell in line to take 4 straight, Scratch?
Well, it's funny because last week when you asked me who I picked to win the race, we both agreed it'd be Kyle Larson. My first thought was Christopher Bell, and I'm like, but I don't think he'll win 3 in a row, so I didn't say it, and then he won. Now you can believe that or not believe that, I don't care. But what I am going to say is, I don't. Yes, he's got a shot. I don't think he will. I don't think he'll win 4 in a row.
Don't think it'll happen.
I think I think he can. I do think he can. He's capable. I mean, ain't nobody beat him the last 3 weeks, so he's capable. I just, for other reasons, when we divulge my pick later, unless we want to do that now, I'll explain. I'll explain why.
Okay.
All right.
Well, hold on to that because our next guest, I see him just popped up into the virtual green room, Scratch. So I'll tell you what, if you'll take us to break, we'll come back and we'll talk to one of the new kids coming up for Cope Family Racing. Okay.
All right. I think you'll be impressed too. I worked on something. You're going to be impressed. Watch. You just listen. You just listen. You'll be impressed.
I'm going to let you do the intro, bring him in. How about it? Take us to commercial, Scratch.
Yes, sir. All right, man. We are going into commercial. Obviously, we've got a guest coming up. That is Alan Michaels in Las Vegas. He is at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I am Scratch with a K. I am in Daytona Beach, Florida. And we have Thomas C. and Annunziata coming up right after this break. I got it right.
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? The Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, downtown Las Vegas. Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
Jerry B here up in Sacramento, Union Gospel Mission, giving out some shoes to the homeless here. A lot of smiling faces. We got one deal. We give you a pair of shoes. You got to give us a smirk and a photo. And this is the mission of the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, which is a non-profit organization based out of Las Vegas, started by Gene Woods. We're trying to do good things and fill little holes in people's lives the best we can. And today we're up in Sacramento, just doing the best we can. Thanks for supporting us.
This is speed. This is winning. This is losing. This is smoke and fire. This is blood, sweat, and tears. This is the loudest party on earth. This is family and tradition. This is it. This is NASCAR in Las Vegas. The Pennzoil 400 returns March 14th through 16th. Get your tickets now.
Yes, indeed. Wildest party on earth. That's right there. She is, man. And there we go. And here he is, man. We're going to pop him in. There he is on the screen. I don't know where he's at. I think he's in Washington somewhere. He said, as my mother would have said, he's a nice Italian boy. All right, Scratch. You want to bring this gentleman in, man?
Hey, man. It is I worked on the name. All right. Okay. See, I want you to grade me on how I did on the name. Okay.
Okay.
It's Thomas C. Annunziata.
Close.
We're close.
You said it. It's Annunziata, not
Annunziata.
It's hard. It's spelled exactly the way it sounds. It sounds exactly the way it's spelled, but
I see that now. Yes, right on. Yeah. I worked on it. I felt like I was closer than we would have been had I not tried to pronounce it correctly.
You know what I did? You know what I did last night, don't you? I sit back and watched episodes of The Godfather and watched him talk Italian because I haven't seen it in so long. So I figured if I do that, I'd hit it right. Of course, I messed that up, but it's good. Thomas, welcome to the program, my friend. And the first thing that we want to ask you is, tell us your racing story.
Well, I didn't really know what I wanted to do all the way up until 10, 11. That's when I started, 10, 11 years old. And usually race car drivers start at 3, 4, 5 years old. But, I went through the middle school stuff and the elementary stuff and did baseball for a little bit, and then just kind of got lost and not knowing what to do. My dad used to drag race before I was even born, and then stopped to raise me. But I don't know. I was always into destruction. I was always into cars, and I just there was a snow day for school. I guess it snowed out, and my dad took me indoor go-karting with my cousins. And once I won my first indoor go-kart race, it was over. I mean, it was every weekend after that. And then it eventually went to outdoor go-karts locally at Raceway Park. Eventually started to win that stuff, and didn't really get into the national karting, which is the biggest karting in America, until I was 14, 15. So, I mean, I was much later than most kids. But yeah, I kind of grew up racing with Brent Cruz and Connor Zillage, and they were already racing a decade before I was. So I learned a lot from them, and kind of followed their path as well to NASCAR.
Hold on, Scratch. I got the first one for you. Thomas, you ever do the SCUSA Nationals out here in Vegas? Or
yeah, I did. I almost won it in 2021, and me and Zillage wrecked out in the last lap.
Was that back in the day where they were running it on the parking lot back by the Rio?
Yep. No, well, so I won the Rock the Rio, which was at the parking lot at the Rio. I won Rock Vegas in 2020, and then in 2021, due to like COVID and stuff, they moved it to Las Vegas Motor Speedway parking lot. It was weird, but we were in like another parking lot in Las Vegas, and that's where the SCUSA Super Nationals were held that year.
Yeah, there you go. Scratch, got a question for him, buddy?
Sure, man. What's it like racing for Derek Cope, man? Daytona 500 winner. That's he's got a lot of experience back behind the wheel in NASCAR.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't easy. He's a very intense guy. He's very put together well. He looks the part. He acts the part. He's very professional. And as a 19-year-old kid, you gotta live up to those expectations, which can sometimes be hard, but you grow up faster. But I mean, he's been around the Trans Am stuff too. Because the owner of the Trans Am team, Nick Tucker, is cousins with Derek Cope. So he's been at the Trans Am stuff, kind of watching over, but he's a man of very few words. So I kind of started to understand how he works and who he is as a person this year, but it's cool. It's definitely a cool part of history, and I don't think it'll sink in for a while.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, I've known Derek for over 30 years, Thomas. The first time I ever met Derek, I was working for a radio station down in St. Augustine, Florida. And we did a thing where we gave away a Ford Thunderbird. Well, at that time, Derek had, of course, lost his ride with the 10 team and moved on to Bobby Allison in that number 12 Maiman Tail sponsored car. And Derek came up, and this is how I met him. He came up, and Scratch, I don't know if I ever told you this too. He came up to St. Augustine, Florida, about an hour north of Daytona, and he helped me give away a car to a lucky viewer. It was really cool because what we did is we put the car in a trailer, and you had to have locks. You got keys every week. Scratch has been involved with radio. He knows how this goes. You call in, you get a shot at a key, unlock the trailer. Well, it took about 11 or 12 keys, and the trailer opens up, and Derek Cope comes roaring out in a brand new Ford Thunderbird and handed the keys to the winner. So that's how I met him. And
sounds like it.
Yeah, he's just a great guy. I've had two great experiences, Thomas, and another one, and I hope that you get to enjoy this too, that he used to do things where he would invite fans down to experience a team thing, but he called me over one day, and he put me in the holler because my wife had said something that I'd always wanted to help with the race team. And Derek pulled me into the holler, and he says, no, you don't get to keep this shirt, but for today, you're an honorary member of Derek Cope Racing, and I got to help push his Xfinity car up to the line. And it was just to hear the roar and the roar when they announced him, the 1990 Daytona 500 champion, Derek Cope. It was just something else. So you got with a great guy, man. You really did.
No, I know. Trust me, I know. That sounds just like Derek. I mean, I've only known him really for the last couple of months, but hearing a bunch of the stories and his history, knowing his history, that I wish I could meet him back then too and go back in time, but that's super, super cool.
Yeah. Scratch, question for him. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, man. What compare an Xfinity car to a Trans Am Series car? I mean, as far as like how you like driving one or don't like drive, the differences, what you like and what you don't like.
I mean, honestly, compared to it, so a Trans Am 2 car has 500 horsepower and is 2,800 pounds with more aero, and a Trans Am car has 950 horsepower with only 2,800 pounds. The NASCAR is 34 to 3,600 pounds and has a little bit less horsepower. But in all honesty, other than the NASCAR series being more popular, I'd rather drive a Trans Am car all day.
Yeah.
It's more fun. And I think you could ask any NASCAR driver or former NASCAR driver who has tried a Trans Am car what they prefer, and they'd pick Trans Am all day. But of course, I'd rather be in the NASCAR series. But personally, I think they're close. I mean, there's no ABS. These things are very difficult to drive, both NASCAR and Trans Am, and they have the same characteristics. But in Trans Am, the sensitivity is just turned up, like in a video game. That's a tough one, but they're really close.
Yeah, that is something. Yeah, you ever do any ASA racing?
What's that?
ASA, so like in a figure, it's like on figure eight, and it's scratched where they almost got like a figure eight. They're sort of like
figure eight.
Yeah. Well, they have a figure eight track. I know they used to do this years ago, and they were sort of like a step down. A step.
I like the way he was like figure eight.
Yeah, I don't do that.
the hell with that.
I know. Rusty Wallace was really good at that race, and he used to love to race that stuff.
I didn't know he did that.
It's sort of like take a scale down from an Xfinity car and sort of match it up with a super late model, sort of in the middle type of thing right there. And it was crazy racing.
I remember ASA racing, but I don't remember them racing on figure eights. I don't know why.
I remember they used to
I don't remember that.
Anyhow, that's a damn good way to get killed. I know that. That's for sure.
I'm not gonna lie. Like NASCAR's not correct language, and I'm not gonna say it, but they drive like crap. Like honestly, like they are heavy boats that almost don't belong on road courses and some tracks like that. But that's what makes the racing so good.
Oh man, he just hit it on the nail right there for you. He just hit it. Look at the big smile I'm giving you. Not on the road courses. Get off the road courses.
Yep. Like that's just the way they are. But it creates good racing. But there's many other cars out there that are better for the road courses and other things like that. But listen, I'm trying to be real with you guys. I'm not going to sit here and say it's the greatest thing I've ever driven, but it's a dream to even make it to where I am. It's not the car itself. The car itself is super fun because it's sloppy, but I've definitely driven some better cars in my lifetime. Right. But it is super, super fun.
What do you think of Kyle Larson doing the things that he was doing? Would you like to have a shot like that? I mean, potentially down the road. I mean, you're a Cup driver, then all of a sudden you might get offered a shot to go to Indy. But
absolutely. I never grew up doing dirt stuff. I can tell you that. I honestly, I was thinking about going down the IndyCar route at one point. All I've done is road course go-karting. Then I did all road course racing up to where I am now, including a few test sessions in open wheel series. But I don't know about. I wouldn't go do the dirt. I would love to try it, but definitely want to do IndyCar at some point. Like I want to do everything, honestly. But NASCAR,
I like this kid. I like this kid. Eddie, great scratch. Eddie, great. Oh, yeah. I like this. I asked Kyle Larson this, and this is what I did ask him. And I told him this, Mike or Thomas. I said to this, and anybody can disagree with me, but I think right now he's the top driver in the United States. I think pound for pound, talent for talent, Kyle Larson is the best driver that's on the racetrack right now on anybody. Anybody. I think he's top 5 in the world. And I had a chance to talk to him. In fact, we're going to play this interview tomorrow on the show. I had a chance to talk to him, and I said, Kyle, I think if you had 1 week, that if you didn't have to worry about NASCAR, IndyCar, your personal life, or anything, and you could concentrate 1 week in a Formula One, I think he'd knock it out of the ballpark.
I think so too. Really. I think what the F1 drivers would struggle with is a lack of grip and a lack of downforce. I think maybe the Formula One cars are more physically demanding because of the G-force and the specific type of training you need. Right. I mean, but the lack of downforce and the lack of grip and having, I mean, in F1, maybe you don't pass someone at all the entire race where you could have 5 people go around you. You go around 5 other people in the single lap. I think if you take a NASCAR driver that's well fit and ready for it, for like Kyle Larson, and put him in a Formula One car, I think he'll do better than one of the top Formula One drivers that get put into NASCAR. I mean, Kimi Räikkönen ran a few NASCAR races and specifically ran them in 2012 on the ovals, and he didn't do too great. I think Kyle Larson is for sure, because of all the disciplines he has, one of the best, if not the best in the country.
I think he's pulling a double out here this weekend because they've got that new Kubota High Limit series that he's involved with Casey Kane. Christopher Bell's going to be running a bit. So I think Brad Sweet's involved with this thing too. So they're going to be running the sprint cars and the big block modifieds out here this weekend. So that's it. Scratch question for him. You got a couple of minutes left. We're fine. Go ahead. Scratch, got a question for him?
How many Xfinity races are you planning on racing this year? I think we knew that already, but I don't recall this. I figured it'd be a good time to ask you.
Yeah. We have, so the plan was to do 16 and we're 2 down. As a new team, the team is performing very, very well. But unfortunately, when I got into the race car, hard luck struck. So I think we had a top 15, top 10 car at at COTA, which we could have showcased, and we didn't make the show because we had a mechanical failure in qualifying. We weren't guaranteed. And then we had an electrical issue at Phoenix on lap 3. And I just showed up to Phoenix. I've done like 3 oval races in my life, and I'm trying to get this learning curve to be quicker. So I show up to Phoenix. I get 20 minutes of practice and then 1 lap of qualifying, which is almost nothing compared to these guys who are here
for sure
for years, right? So went out there for practice. Off the bat wasn't quick. Like the first 3 laps is when the tires are good, and I wasn't quick yet. And then on our long run pacing practice, we were 1/10 off Allgaier, which was the guy leading the race for the whole time. So we had really good long run pace. Then I went out for qualifying, get 1 lap. I had no idea how much grip I was going to have. Had a lap that could have been top 15 and made a mistake. Hit the apron, got loose because I just had too much grip, and I didn't think I was going to have all that. So started 27th, and then had an electrical issue in lap 3. Went 21 laps down. Went back out for the race to finish it, and the whole entire race, on our long run pace, we had 14th to 18th place speed, which is really good. I mean, top 15 speed in that race car is good, especially for not ever being there and having to learn different disciplines. So not much to show for what we had, but I'm thankful we got some track time because I need it. And we'll get my next race with them will be Martinsville this month.
Oh, he's going to the paperclip, Scratch.
Dude, I'm
doing
all the hard tracks, man. I mean, these Phoenix and Bristol, this track, I might just Ross Chastain it if I suck every lap.
Every lap. Did you say every lap? You might just do that every lap.
Yeah, every lap. I ain't lifting.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, you can't do the Ross Chastain. You can't do it anymore. They outlawed it now. You can't do it anymore.
I know.
All I said too is when I actually talked to Ross a year ago, so down on the grid, and I asked him, I said, if it was the old way Martinsville was, you'd have sucked a lot of guardrail, man, because it used to be the old school way, the way you went into there. It was basically just a guardrail that swung open, and that's how the haulers got down there. That's how if you had a media thing and you went down there, and if they shut the guardrail, you were stuck down there until they opened up the guardrail to get you out. So I mean, he got the new configuration, but if it had been the old school back in the when I was going to Martinsville in the late 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, you wouldn't have pulled that off. He'd have been eating a guardrail for that.
Well, a perfect example of that is Michael Waltrip at Bristol in the 90s. Boom. Yeah. I know my history. But he almost died. That car was in like 3 different pieces when that happened. So I totally get what you mean.
What do you let me ask you this, Thomas. Where do you see yourself 2 years from now, and where would you like to be 5 years from now?
On the trajectory that I think I'm on, which, I mean, you don't know where you're going to go in racing, right? Everything's unknown. But can't say most things that I know as of right now, but I think I'll still be in the Xfinity Series 2 years from now. Who knows what team, but I think in a really good situation. 5 years from now, I hope to be in the NASCAR Cup Series, hopefully multiple years in by now, learning and finding my feet, and then hopefully doing some. I want to do some either European or IMSA endurance races, whether it's the 24 Hours of Daytona. I really want to do 24 Hours of Le Mans one day, any of that stuff. But I want to be, a certified great driver who is looked at in all categories.
Unbelievable. This kid's got it together. How old are you?
Alan, this dude is a racer. This dude's racer right here, man. This dude's
Scratch, didn't you look it up? You're only 19, right, Thomas?
Yeah, he's 19.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness gracious. No wonder they didn't bring him to Las Vegas. He can't have a beer and he can't place a bet out here.
Use on the podiums.
Oh my goodness. Have you been out here before? Oh, you have been out here. Have you been to the facility out here? Any
No,
at all?
no.
It is top notch. I hope that Derek and the team bring you out here because this is one of the top notch facilities. They don't call it America's Racing Showplace for nothing, my
I'll
friend.
be racing there in October.
You are.
Yes, Las Vegas.
You're coming to. Oh, so you're going to run the fall event here,
Yes, Leland's going to be running this weekend.
right?
I'm
And
running
you're
the fall.
coming back in the fall. Oh, this
Sure.
is great. Scratch. You got anything lined up? In October? I think that plane call is calling for you. Brother.
It sounds like I'm planning a trip out there.
There you go. Thomas, first of all, I want to thank you very much for taking time out of your very busy day and your very busy schedule to join us. I hope you've had a good time with us. We can't wait for you to get out here in October, man. That's going to be great. We'll bring you up in the studio. We'll hang out. And I know Miss E. Cove, she always puts on a good feed bag down there. So,
Yes.
I mean, last time I was here, I think they had ribs and chicken and all kinds of good stuff to eat. So
Really?
I'll be looking for that this weekend. But Thomas, before I let you go, my friend, let everybody know where they can find you at social media wise, how they can hook up with you. If you'd like to sponsor him or anything like that in any of his racing, let them know where they can get a hold of you, Thomas.
Yes. My biggest channel is on Instagram. I am it's Thomas Annunziata 15, the way it's spelled on here. If you need it, probably need to spell it. Thomas Annunziata 15 on Instagram, and then on Facebook, just simply Thomas Annunziata. Those are my two biggest platforms. And yeah, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate what you guys do. And hopefully we talk again soon.
Yeah, we definitely Scratch. We got to keep up with him this season here. What's going on?
For sure, man, for sure.
I'm sorry. Where are you heading next? What's the next race for you in the Xfinity? Where are you heading next?
My next race in Xfinity is Martinsville. My next race in general is Trans Am at Road Atlanta the weekend before Martinsville.
Let me ask you this before I let you go. What do you think about this thing that was just released? Finally, F1 is opening it up. Cadillac's rolling to F1, which you know what this means. This is Andretti Global all the way. What do you think about this?
I don't know. Hopefully, I'm one of the drivers.
Yeah,
That's the only answer he should have had right there.
Yeah. That's it.
I think it's really cool, though.
Oh, I do too. I do too, and I'm happy. You're talking to two guys that are very old school here. Okay, and I'll be straight up. I don't like this stage racing. I don't like this stage point stuff. I don't like any of that at all. I think you bring the car, you put the car on the track. Let's go back. Scratch has been to over 40, 50 Daytona 500s. I've been to enough races around this country to tell you. But I say let them in. If you let them in, if this is a Volkswagen and they could have put a body and a motor together, let them in. The Dodge, let them in. I don't care. Let them in. Because we came back in the day, Thomas, where the track you're getting ready to go to Martinsville. I remember going to Martinsville in the late 80s and 90s, and there would be 56, 57 cars there to qualify in the Cup race, okay? And it would be so many that they would hold first round on Friday. Then they would come back and run basically a last chance qualifier on Saturday to put 43 cars back in that net, not 37 or 40. 43 to 43 cars in the field, and somebody was going home. And I mean, it was just something. I think this is a good thing for Dodge coming back in. I think this is a good thing for Cadillac to get into F1 because I know what the next step is. In fact, if you had a minute, Thomas, Google search NASCAR Cadillac Blackhawk SRT. Okay. Yeah, I want you to look at it right now and look for the image of it.
SRT?
Yeah, it's the Blackhawk, I think SR or something like that. Blackhawk, the Cadillac, NASCAR Cadillac. And when you see it, do you see the thing with the Mountain Dew paint job on it and the Dr.
Yeah,
Pepper?
yeah, like the Gen 7?
Yeah.
That's tough, man. That's mean.
There we go. It's a mean ass car, man.
Yeah, it looks like Chick X.
Oh my. Oh goodness gracious! I'll tell you. Anyhow, I got somebody's ringing my phone over here. I don't know where it is. I don't need to shut it off. But anyhow, oh my goodness. Anyhow, Thomas, thanks so much for joining us today, my friend. We've had a lot of fun with you, man. And I wish you the best of luck. Scratch, final word to him, man.
Yeah, man. Good luck, bro. You definitely, you're my kind of people, man. You know your stuff about every aspect, even some history, man. So you definitely got a good career ahead of you, man.
I appreciate it, guys.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, you definitely. Yeah, we'll send a report card in. He gets an A+, right, Scratch? A+.
Absolutely.
A+.
You let your boy
A+.
Derek know he got an A+ from my pit road racing.
You got an A+ from us, my friend. You are doing so well. We're looking for good luck to you in Martinsville. Let's keep in touch with you, man, and good luck to you, man. And anything that we could do for you, please let us know. Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
All right,
man.
Scratch, take us to commercial, my friend.
Hey, this is Alan Michaels in Las Vegas at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and I am Scratch with a K from, technically I'm in Potts Inlet, right where they used to race on the beach, literally on that race course. But, we'll be back in a minute, right?
Yeah, you got it.
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? The Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, downtown Las Vegas, Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
This is speed. This is winning. This is losing. This is smoke and fire. This is blood, sweat, and tears. This is the loudest party on earth. This is family and tradition. This is it. This is NASCAR in Las Vegas. The Pennzoil 400 returns March 14 through 16. Get your tickets now.
Come on! What the yeah! Oh man! Woo! That is awesome!
Welcome to my world. Handicapped man down at a charity feed. Great spread this morning. God, it was horrible. But it made what I needed to happen. Then I had these people that stopped and said, "Hey, you want some shoes?" I said, "Yeah, I was going to need to get some anyway." So might as well. And if it really comes to fruition, help them buy more shoes so that we can help more people. Well, I'm not we, but you know what I mean. Hell, might as well. There's nothing wrong with helping someone.
This is speed. This is winning. This is losing. This is smoke and fire. This is blood, sweat, and tears. This is the loudest party on earth. This is family and tradition. This is it. This is NASCAR in Las Vegas. The Pennzoil 400 returns March 14 through 16. Get your tickets now.
Definitely looking forward to it. Let's get the tickets rocking and rolling, man. That kid was something else, wasn't he, Scratch?
Man, he was cool, dude. I like him. He definitely, the just everything he knew about all the different cars and the history. I mean, everything. You can just tell that kid's a racer. Even when he's talking about what he sees in the future. He's got a game plan. And
I like it.
Yeah, man, I do too.
I like it.
We'll definitely follow him closer and see what's going on.
I'll tell you too, when he started knocking about bring them mobile tracks back, boy, that pushed my button right there. Yeah, that got me. That I was happy for that one. Hey, listen, let's hold off on the rest of the news because you're going to be joining us tomorrow. You're going to be with us on Saturday. We've got so much news to cover. I wanted to talk to Thomas, and we wanted to get that in. But man, you had some great racing last weekend over to you said which was a fantastic facility.
Yes,
man.
yes.
Tell everybody about it, Scratch, while I get things lined up here.
Yeah, well, YouTuber Cletus McFarland, he owns the Freedom Factory over in Bradenton. And as we know by now, I've been racing enduro cars and different just junk or whatever in these Night of Carnages and Tour of Destructions and stuff like that. So this past Saturday, I did the Tour of Destruction over at the Freedom Factory. It was a 2-day event, Friday and Saturday. And again, it's owned by Cletus McFarland, the YouTuber. He just ran in the ARCA race here at Daytona. I didn't get an opportunity to meet him. He was actually in the enduro race that I raced in too. But this facility, man, it was great. I mean, they have a big screen at the facility. It's a 3/8 mile. It's got the figure 8, set up. I ran in the flagpole race and in the enduro race for Tour Destruction, which is a great outfit. Like last week, we had the discussion, or the week before, a discussion about a previous event that I had done or whatever. Well, the Tour Destruction, first of all, is the cream of the crop, but Freedom Factory is just awesome. The people were great. The people that worked there were nice. Everybody just was over the top. Amazing. The staff and everything. The track was fun. Like I said, they had a big screen. They were showing replays. When we were in when a couple of the red flags that we got into for the enduro racing, because they don't throw yellows, but if your door's facing traffic, they'll throw a red flag and get everybody straight or whatever. And man, you could just hear them, and they're playing the replay, and they're showing replays. You're looking up at this big screen because they do like a pay-per-view on a website. It's not the Freedom Factory, but if you went to freedomfactory.com, I'm sure you would be able to find it because they do the pay-per-view. So you could have literally paid and watched this race, and the coverage is like NASCAR. I mean, when they put it up on the screen, they got the ticker with the names all running down the side. I mean, what a top-notch venue. The asphalt's not top-notch necessarily, but for what we're doing, it's badass. It was great. What a great time I had over there running the enduro and the flagpole race. I ended up burning my clutch out in the enduro race, and there's a couple of, I'm not going to get in too much detail because I'm definitely paying them back. There's a few cars. Yeah, there's a few cars that over the last couple of weeks that have been out there that just flat run over me. I got run over the previous race, and then in the enduro race, I got run over by the same crew. And then I got run over again in the flagpole race by the same crew. There's 3 of them, and my little, I'm gonna pay them back. But Freedom Factory, awesome venue, man. Anybody ever gets an opportunity to check it out, man. Cletus McFarland and the Freedom Factory, man. Great job.
There you go. Get over there and get some racing on over there. Tomorrow we'll be back at you, man. Broadcasting starts at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, 12 o'clock over on the East Coast. We'll be here. Let me see you. And actually, we'll be a little early because tomorrow at 8:30, we'll be in the studio about 8 because at 8:30 tomorrow, Noah Gragston will be here at 9 o'clock. It's going to be Riley Herbst. And right after that, it's going to be Kyle Larson. And then let's see who's after that. Kyle Busch is coming in after that. And, of course, on Sunday, Morgan Freeman's going to be here. Let's see. Antron Brett Diane, I know, is going to be. So her and Antron hit it off a couple of years ago. They met each other. And actually, a really cool story. And I'll see if I can't get Diane to find it. He was in the winner's circle, and he had just won his, I believe, his second national championship, his second NHRA championship, Top Fuel. And they had winners, championship hat winners. Well, a couple of them got chucked out, and one guy jumped in front of Diane, and Antron came over and snatched the hat and gave it and signed it to Diane and handed it.
I remember you telling that story before.
It was really cool, and from that point on, he signed her wheelchair. We've had lunch with Antron here in Las Vegas a couple of times, and I just know when I told her that earlier today that I said, your guy Antron Brown is coming on Sunday. She goes, we'll be there early. She wants to see. In fact, Antron's scheduled for a PR at what time? 9:40 on Sunday. So he'll be here to do that. And I don't know. You keep up with wrestling anymore, man?
A little bit.
I'm looking over my chart. It's going to be Chelsea Green. I guess she's the United States women's champion. I don't know. I don't keep up with wrestling.
I keep up with it just a little bit now because the LA Knight is a guy that I worked with when I was out there in Vegas in the FSW. So for those that don't know, I was a wrestling manager in the Future Stars of Wrestling in Las Vegas, and
I remember
that's when I know you do. And that was when the LA Knight was Sean Ricker, and he wrestled in our outfit there for a little bit. Yeah, man, it was good. Yeah, it was good. I don't remember what he was. He said, but there was one time where he was going to wrestle my guy Remy Marcel, and he was out there cutting on him, and then he just threw some sideways hilarious crack on me. I don't remember what it was, but I just remember inside I was like, damn, man, that was hilarious.
I'd have taken a piece of wood like Hacksaw Jim Duggan and busting him over the head with it, man. That's what I'd have done. You couldn't let me in that thing, man. I couldn't have never done that because I'd have let it gone too real.
I did get to beat up Disco Inferno though, because he was part of he was one of our announcers, and him and I had a beef. So I thought that was cool because I had showed up to that match thinking that he was going to beat me up. And I was like, yeah, man, I'm going to get beat up by Disco Inferno. That's awesome. And then as we started talking, he let me know that I was going to he was going to put me over, and I was going to be able to mace him and then beat him up. And then I put the Village People's elbow on him, which was his move. So, man, that's a great story. That's a story I'm going to take with me, like Al Bundy's 4 touchdowns in the single game.
There you go. That's it. Well, we got it lined up tomorrow. Also going to be joining us tomorrow. We'll be coming up about 10:30 in the morning. It's going to be Anthony Alfredo and Bailey Witt. They're going to be joining us from AM Racing. Also coming up tomorrow, just about between 11 and 11:30, we are going to have the entire Nice Motorsports team up here. The truck drivers are all coming up with us because the Craftsman Truck Series is tomorrow night. And then on Saturday, we're lined up with Derek Cope and Leland Honeyman Jr. They're going to be coming in. So we're going to talk to the champ on Saturday, buddy. You've been dying to talk to him, so I'm going to have him live and in here in front of you. The 1990 Daytona 500 champion Derek Cope and his new.
At this point, as cool as that was, and I remember a long time ago when we were doing radio together. Well, you were doing radio, and I was your guest. You had interviewed Derek Cope, and I had told him that day because I didn't like Dale Earnhardt back then that he was my favorite driver that day, that he won the Daytona 500. So that was cool, right? And that's something I still, being from Daytona, that I would like to talk to him about right up until I met the kid driving for him. Now that's all I want to talk to him about.
You're talking about the kid.
Yeah.
I saw a podcast. He was on Dale Jr.'s podcast on Dirty Mo TV. Derek was. You know what it was that blew Earnhardt's tire?
What?
It was a busted brake caliper that flew off. That's what cut the tire. Derek, you watch go back to Earnhardt Jr.'s Dirty Mo TV episode with Derek Cope on it. He also talks about that really bad crash that he had in the Xfinity Series. That was a great podcast right there. It really was. Good show. Real good show. All right, my friend. What's your schedule like? You're joining us tomorrow morning, bright and early?
Well, it's bright and early for you. It's like afternoon for me, but
afternoon for you. Do you have a wedding to do? Do you have a wedding to do tomorrow night? Are you DJing somewhere?
No, not tomorrow night. No, Saturday night. No, tonight I'm at Mark's Sports Pub. Hosting the big party over there with a little karaoke and stuff. And then, and then I got karaoke tomorrow night at Mulligan's Grill. And then Saturday, I'm DJing that wedding. And then Sunday at the same place I'm DJing the wedding, I'm DJing another party. And then that's pretty much that. And then I'm going to go try to put a clutch in my race car.
All right. Sounds good. So we'll join you tomorrow morning. About time I call for John. How about it?
Call him.
Good?
Yes,
Let's
sir.
call him.
Thanks for joining us for On Pit Road Racing. Follow us on our website, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at On Pit Road Racing. On Pit Road Racing is written and produced by WCOBN TV. I'm John the Announcer for On Pit Road Racing.